Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm broadcasting to you live from Budapest on the River Danube, situated in Central Europe, capital city of Hungary. Hi, Lavish. Hi, Muhammad Fazal. Hi, everybody who's joining in. Today, we are doing IELTS listening exercise and skills to get high band scores, get many of those answers correct. Hi, Naveen. Good to see members joining in. Hi, Amardeep. Hi, Sarisha. All right. Ladies and gents, as usual, our materials do come from our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. So definitely check out those websites. We'll be using one of those today for the listening. Academic IELTS Help app in iTunes or Google Play. And you can get our carbon copy hardcover books from Amazon. AE Helps Academic IELTS or GE Helps General IELTS. Just search for that. If you have questions, send me an email. Adrian@aehelp.com. Hi, Harminder. Hi, everyone. Okay, so these live classes, they are according to Central European Time, 15 to 16 o'clock. Today, listening practice. Tomorrow will be a members chat class, so lots of new members. Make sure you join tomorrow's members chat class. It's one of your perks. We have an exciting task 2 question for you coming up tomorrow that was requested by a member or recommended early this week. Hi, Rahul. Hi, Preeti. I did get those emails from many of our new members asking for the perks, so you will have those later today. Do not worry. Okay, students. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we are releasing some new videos. No live classes on those days. And then we are back on Wednesday with speaking part 3 strategy and practice. That's what's coming up at that time. All right. Let's get right into our listening, okay? Today we're looking at our exam book 1, test number 1, starting it off with section number 3. Okay, we're getting right into the tougher 2 sections today. This listening that we're doing today, it's the second half of the listening that I did on the General IELTS channel yesterday. So maybe some of you saw that. If you didn't, no problem. You can check out that video and do the first half. Okay, I'll put that up in the notes here, just so that you can check that out and then you can get your overall band score. I'll show you how to do that in a second here. Okay, so listening section 1 and 2 for test number 1 is in the video. Okay, so in the latest video, yesterday's video, I should say. So that is February 28th video at YouTube channel General IELTS Help. Okay, so just do a search, students, for General IELTS Help in YouTube, and you'll find listening section 1 and 2 video in the videos that are up for yesterday. Okay, so look for that yesterday's video, and you'll find section 1 and 2. Today, we're doing section 3 and 4 of the same exam, so the more difficult sections, all right? That's what we are focusing on today. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. I'm going to play the audio for listening section 3. Have a pencil and paper ready so you can write down your answers. Please write down your answers on a piece of paper, not in the chat, so you give everybody a fair chance to give their own answers. We'll go through it at the end together, okay? So don't worry, you'll have a chance to share your smarts and your answers. Just wait till the end. So here we go. I'm going to hop over to our academic IELTS website. It looks like that. If you want to join it, click that big red button. Do yourself a favor. Get access to 6 exams, fully interactive course. You click the My Student account once you have a membership there, and then you log in. There's a tour. Take the tour to be familiar with the website. And after that, you can see here there are these different parts. So you have your interactive IELTS practice tests. You have a full online academic IELTS course. Then you have books, student workbook, study plan. You have more than 100 hours of videos. And then here is what we've come to look at. The IELTS audio CDs, okay? And then you have additional services as well for editing. You also have speaking interview services, so you have all those goodies there. Right now, we are clicking on this here, and we are going into our... Oh, those are the videos. Sorry, my bad. So we are clicking here and going into our CDs. Accept those cookies. I'm in Europe. And this is CD1 track 3. So here we go. All right. So students, I'm going to play the audio for section 3. I'm using my microphone and a nice speaker, but still it's a microphone and a speaker combination. So if it's quiet for you, use a headset. Turn up your volume. Okay. And again, don't write your answers into the chat. Wait till the end and then we'll do the answers together. Here we go, everyone. 3, 2, 1.
Turn to section 3. Take some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Listening section 3. You will hear 3 students organising a class project. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 26.
I just got an email from the professor saying the due date for our European History group project has been pushed back to Monday.
Great. That means we'll have the weekend to work on it.
I suppose that's good news, but I don't really want to do any homework on my weekend. I had planned to go away with my girlfriend for some relaxation this weekend.
I suppose that's understandable. Maybe we should just have it done by Friday, the original due date. That gives us today and Thursday to finish it.
We can do that, I think. I'm available tomorrow. How about we spend today planning it, assign tasks to take home with us and do tonight, and then meet tomorrow and put it all together? Does that sound right?
That works for me.
That doesn't work too well for me. My afternoon is very busy. I guess I'll just have to burn the midnight oil tonight.
What has you so tied up, Evan?
I have a basketball game after school today, and then my favourite football team plays this evening at 7. It's okay though. I'll get the work done. Let's get started on the planning.
All right. So we have to come up with a 3-panel poster about a topic in European history. I already bought the material for the poster, so we don't have to worry about that.
How much was it?
It was £3.
Okay, we'll each give you £1 for the poster board.
No, don't worry about it. My dad paid for it anyway.
Sounds good to me.
Right then, since there's 3 of us, my idea was that 2 of us could take care of the writing part of the project, while 1 of us could look after the artwork, making the poster look smart.
I'll do the artwork. I think I'm a pretty good artist.
I'll be happy to do half the writing. What topics are we going to choose?
Well, the professor said the topic has to be an event that took place somewhere between 1400 and 1800, so we can't do either of the world wars.
That's too bad. My dad is an expert on the Second World War, and he could have helped me with my part. What are we going to do instead?
You now have some time to look at questions 27 to 30. Now listen to the rest of the discussion and answer questions 27 to 30.
I was reading my textbook the other day and I read some really interesting information on the French Revolution.
That's a really good idea.
I know. How about instead of doing a summary of the French Revolution, we write about some of the people involved instead?
Oh, I like that idea. So who are some of the important people?
Well, there's the King, Louis XVI.
Robespierre was important, I think.
Yes, he was. And of course, Napoleon Bonaparte.
We should have 4 people, so you can each write about 2 people.
How about Marie Antoinette?
Okay, so we have 4 historical figures. Each of you are going to write about 2. Now we have to decide how much we're going to write. Remember, we have to fill up a 3-board poster.
That's a good point about the 3-board poster. Maybe we should do a 5th person, then we can have 2 figures on each side with 1 in the middle.
Good idea. We can make the middle one really important. We'll make that one Napoleon. As for a 5th person, how about Voltaire?
Good. So how about I do the important one on Napoleon and a smaller one on Robespierre?
Okay, and I'll do the other 3.
How long should each topic be?
I'd say 200 words each for the small ones and 450 for the big one on Napoleon.
I think that sounds about right. What do you think about meeting up later on?
That is the end of section 3. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, students, and always use that half minute to check your answer. Just going to stop our audio here. It doesn't jump to the next section. Go back to the beginning of this section 3, and we'll go through the answers together. So this was a very visual topic, and you should remember to visualize the topic, of course. I'll get you back on camera here, don't worry. So you should remember to visualize topics, especially ones like this, where they're talking about doing a group project together. There's 3 people. They have a 3-board poster, so it has one side, a middle, and another side. And as they're talking about what to include in this poster project, you should try to see that. You should try to picture it in your mind's eye. Thank you, Mohammed. That's my daughter. It's my screensaver. All right. Okay, students, remember, visualize, pay careful attention. And remember that for section 3 and section 4, you have to practice deductive logic and deductive reasoning. Okay, this is a big tip here for you. Keep that in mind. For section 3 and 4, you have to use deductive reasoning and infer answers from a collection of information. And you'll see an example of that right away here. Okay, so question number 21, what day of the week does the discussion take place? So what day is this meeting among these 3 students happening? It's definitely not Friday for the first answer. It's not Friday, ladies and gents. Friday is the day they plan to finish the project. So they say, let's get this project done on Friday. Risley Cruz is the one that has the correct answer so far. The correct answer is Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. You can use the abbreviation and you can just write it like that, WED. All right. Wednesday is correct. Why? Well, we infer this answer. So they actually say that, hey, let's get the project done by Friday. That gives us the rest of today and tomorrow to finish the project and then hand it in Friday. So from this information the rest of today and tomorrow. We know that tomorrow is Thursday and today must be Wednesday. Again, students, section 3, section 4, they're more challenging, okay? They're more and more difficult, and you do have to infer answers or deduce them from information. So in section 3 and 4, trying to just pay attention for keywords is not going to get you a perfect score. From experience, this is what you should remember, okay? This is a very important tip for all of you to keep in mind, okay? If you are just listening for keywords in section 3 and section 4, you will average around, and this is if you're doing a really good job of those keywords, keywords and keyword paraphrases. Like synonyms. In section 3 and 4, you will average around 5 out of 10 per section. Okay? So if you need to get like a 6.5 or a 7, that can be okay. Okay, because if you get a really high score in section 1 and section 2, then if you get 5, 6 correct in section 3 and 4, that's okay. But if you need to get a higher score, if you need to get a band 7 or more, then you have to do deductive reasoning. You have to pay attention to actually understanding what is said by the speakers, okay? So Wednesday is correct. Make sure you know the spelling of Wednesday. Wednesday is a proper noun. You need a big W. Okay, so capital W. Abbreviations are okay. All right, then you have this table completion. In the table completion, really pay attention to the column headings. So the group task, that gives you a lot of information when the task is to be completed. Okay, so what are they doing today? Today, what are they doing with the project? What's the answer for 22? I already kind of gave you this one, so you should figure it out. Okay, what's the answer for that? 22. Again, students who are just coming in, the questions are in the stream description as well. Yep, plan the project, sure. Plan is okay. It's simple. It's sweet. You could also have planning. Okay? Both of those are okay. They make sense in this phrase. Plan the project. Okay? It's one word. All right? One word. So pay attention to that. Risley, no, it's not wrong. Good question. Risley Cruz just asked, is it wrong if we don't have a period after Wednesday? Nope. You can just have WED. W-E-D. Okay? Plan or planning? Okay, organizing, careful with that, Mushtari. I'm not sure if they'll give you organizing. Organizing is not exactly the same as planning. So planning is the best answer. I think organizing, you're gambling with that answer. All right, doing the project tonight. So today, tonight, this one, it's a logical guess. Okay, what is your logical guess? What is your logical guess for number 23? It makes sense even if you missed it. Santi Jikji says tomorrow. Preeti Sarisha, agree. Yeah, Rahul, it's tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow is actually Thursday, Rahul, so Friday would definitely be wrong. It's tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow, make sure you remember that double R, okay, to pick up that point. So you're right there. All right, let's keep going. So far, so good. Okay, again, not too bad on this section 3. Maybe just that first question was the really tricky one. where you needed to infer that. These ones you could get just by listening for keywords like today, tonight, project. Okay, so those keywords can help you catch those answers. Who paid for the cost, or who paid the cost of the poster board? Number 24. This is multiple choice. Multiple choice, again, you should be able to listen for the correct answer and then match it with the choices. All right? How do we know that? What does the woman say? So you're right, it's B. Okay? Use the capital letter B in your answers. How do we know that, students? How do we know that it was the woman's father? What gives us that answer? Okay? And again, remember that for multiple choice, it's another tip. For multiple choice questions, listen and answer, then pick the choice that is closest to what you heard. Okay. Yeah, Danielle Santos Alves says, the girl said, not to be worried because her father was the person who really paid for the poster board anyway, right? Dads are good that way. I'm a dad. I guess I have to prepare myself for such things in the future. Yeah, don't worry. Nobody needs to reimburse dad. He's got money. Sure, he paid for it. All right. Yeah, that's what was said by the girl. So that's the paraphrase, right? It's paraphrased the woman's father. My dad paid for it anyway. So here we have some descriptive paraphrasing. Okay, some descriptive paraphrasing. Fantastic. All right. Let's go to 25. These are just fill in the blanks. Okay, now for number 25, you have to get both correct, all right? No more than 3 words and or a number maximum. So here, Kento Yamazaki says 14 and 1800. Yeah, so the years 1400 and 1800. Of course, you have to get these correct, both of them, to get 25. Okay, if you accidentally write 1500, then it will be wrong. Okay, so don't write that. Now, they give you the word and, students, so don't put that into your answer sheet. You just need to do this. Okay? That's all you need to do. Please don't write the words. Okay, just write the numbers. It's much, much simpler. All right. Danielle Santos, that's good too with the dash. It's fine. No, you can't do it that way. So Abhilash says, can we do it like this? Can we do 1400 and 1800? Sorry, 1800, like that? Although that seems correct, you can't because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and here it says no more than 3 words. So strangely, IELTS will actually mark this wrong, even though it does seem like a right answer. It's not. Okay, 3 words maximum. They're strict. The reason why it's kind of a weird concept, but IELTS is actually not just testing your English with the questions, but IELTS is also testing your English with the instructions. So it's a type of comprehension test with the instructions. Did the person read the instructions? Did they understand the instructions clearly? If yes, they get marks. If no, they lose marks. So it's a kind of a hidden part of the test, which is still a part of the test. Okay, so always pay attention to the instructions. That can really be the difference between a 6.5 and a 7, or a 7 and a 7.5. What topic would the male student like to write on but cannot because of the assignment restrictions. So what topic? Okay. Nargiza says Second World War. Take a look, students, at Nargiza's answer. Nargiza, your idea is correct. Your answer is wrong. The reason why is because the Second World War is a name, and names are proper nouns, and names have to have capital letters. Same thing, Tahura. Same thing, Puzan. If you write this, if you write Second World War, this will be marked wrong. Okay? It's maybe the most difficult way to answer this question, but it will be marked wrong. It have to be like this. It has to be with capitals. Okay? In English, this is the name of a war. Therefore, it requires capitals. All right? There's a much, much easier way to answer this question, like this. Okay, big W, Roman numeral 2. That is the most common way. Yeah, O'Brien, yeah, that'll work. Okay, movie time, yes, that will work as well. Rahul Singh, yes, that will work as well. Didi Fabano, yes, that will be a good answer as well. They'll give it to you. Okay, so World War II, like that. World War II, like that. It's okay. Even if you do this, that will be okay. All right. All of those are clear. It's a clear answer. Second World War. They'll take that. They'll give it to you. Okay. But again, the easiest way for World War I, like that. For World War II, like that. All right. So choose the easy path. Okay, now this here was a perfect example of deducing or inferring the answers. So just like I told you in that previous tip, in listening section 3 and 4, roughly 4 or 5 of the answers for each of the sections is coming from inferred answers. Okay, it's coming from inferred answers. So you have to listen to multiple parts of what they're saying, and then you have to be able to answer the question. So we're thinking of a poster here like this. It's got 3 sides, 1, 2, 3. They're doing a presentation. It's a visual presentation. And they're putting 2 people here on the sides who are less important. Okay? Then they're going to write some information on those people. Okay? Like that. And then in the middle, they're putting the most important person and then writing some information about that. This is a very common type of project in North American, US, Canadian schools, European schools, these poster projects, okay? So who do they put on the sides? Of course, this is about the French Revolution. This is their project, right? So who are they putting on the sides? Robespierre? Where does Robespierre go? And I see some answers there. So some of you are saying BACB. Let's go one by one. 27, Robespierre. Is Robespierre the really important one that goes in the center? Nope. Nargiza says nope. That one is a less important one that goes on the side. You're right. How about Rousseau? Did we hear much talk of Rousseau for number 28? Sarisha Gopareddy says, no, there was not much talk about that. They don't include that person, so it's C. Right. King Louis the 16th, the King of France during the time of the French Revolution. Where does King Louis go? On the side or in the middle? Is he really important or not so important? Good question by Yasser Al-Masri. Yasser Al-Masri says, should I use capital letters when answering? Yes, you should. So notice how I'm using the capital letters. I highly recommend using capital letters for answers. So Amardeep Singh has a correct answer, small a, but I definitely recommend the capital letters. Okay, so ACA. And then the last one is Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte, an important person in French Revolution. Yes, yes, very important. In the middle of the poster, he is Napoleon Bonaparte. We'll give him his hat, right? Napoleon's depicted with that interesting hat that looks like a cowboy hat, not like Napoleon's hat. But anyway, Napoleon goes into the middle of the poster because, as many of you know, he was the leader of the French Revolution. Okay, students, so again, ACAB 27, 28, 29, 30, and question number 21 were all inferred answers. You had to listen not for just keywords, but you actually had to listen to complete sentences to get those ones correct. Bonus point from Adrian. Why is the French Revolution an extremely important part of modern world history? This is a very good question. Why is the French Revolution a very important part of modern world history? The French Revolution is also known as the birth of what? The birth of what? That's a super bonus point and something all of you should know as you mature and grow and experience the world around you. Before we get to section 4 here, a little bit of trivial knowledge. Trivial knowledge is good to learn for IELTS, and if you sit on the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Windmill Fighter says the birth of human rights. Somewhat, Windmill Fighter. You're close. You're very, very close. We don't call it the birth of human rights, but we call it the birth of something. See if somebody gets it. So trivial knowledge time. Let's just call it trivia time. The French Revolution is also referred to as the birth of modern, almost modern era, as the birth of modern democracy. Okay? So it is the birth of the modern democratic system. It signaled the death of monarchies globally, so kings and queens and emperors. It is the birth of modern democracy. So when you vote for your government and choose your president or prime minister, the French were of very big importance in that change in global history. So thank you to the French. All right, let's get back to it here, ladies and gents. Section number 4. We're going to do it the same as section 3. Get your pencil, paper ready. Please, students, please, do not write your answer into the chat. Wait until we finish. Give everybody a chance. Be nice and kind to your fellow classmates. And then we will go through it all together. Okay? So here we go. Hopping over to our website for one more audio. Again, the audio CDs, you can see they're nicely cataloged here. This is CD 1, track 4, listening section 4. All right, it's a little bit bright, but we're going to get there. If it's quiet for you, turn up the volume, use a headset. 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Battery, 60%.
4. Take some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Listening section 4. You will hear a professor discussing climate change. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Hello class, hope you all had a good weekend. Today we will be talking about climate change. Life on Earth is going to have some adapting to do if climate scientists are correct with regard to their predictions of the Earth's rising atmospheric temperature. Humans and animals alike may have to change both their habits and habitats. The average temperature on the Earth's surface has risen by an estimated 1 degree centigrade in the last 100 years, and this trend is continuing at an ever-increasing speed. Until now, it seems that business and the environment have met as adversaries. But with the growing profitability of green products, perhaps business can play a positive role in the fight to save the environment. There is an ever-growing consensus that the cause of climate change can be linked to human action. To be more specific, environmental change is caused by the emission of greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide is chief among these. So what's so bad about things getting a little warmer, you may wonder? Weather patterns could become more extreme. The polar ice caps could melt. Sea levels could rise, and incidences of famine due to drought could also increase. On the other hand, places such as northern Canada will likely become more productive for farming and mineral and crude oil extraction. What isn't positive about the permafrost melting is that the ice is a carbon sink, and when it melts, it releases even more carbon into the atmosphere. It's clear that humans will have to change their relationship with the Earth and its resources, but the debate remains over who should be leading that change. Advocates of personal responsibility claim that small personal measures, such as changing light bulbs or riding a bike, can make a significant difference. On the other hand, governments from developing countries are calling for economic reparations to be paid by developed nations because, after all, it is the rich who cause most of the environmental damage and made money from it. The other major group that has profited from our increasing environmental degradation are corporations. Business has always been about production and consumption. The invisible hand of supply and demand has long run our economic system, and now there is an ever-growing demand for conservation. The question is, when will consumer demand be commensurate with green technological advances that allow for environmentally friendly products to actually be more profitable than those that pollute? One option to speed up this process is to have governments impose true cost taxes on every product that is sold. This would force prices to include an economic pressure to purchase or use products that will not cause further environmental degradation or carbon emissions. There is little doubt that climate change is going to cause a drastic difference to our environment and way of life. The questions that remain to be asked revolve around how to solve the climate crisis and who will pay for the restructuring of our patterns of consumption that have led to these problems. With the ever-growing desire for green consumer goods, perhaps businesses can answer some of these questions by producing environmentally sound products. Even if business has a role to play in saving the environment, it is clear that we all need to do our part.
That is the end of section 4. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
All right, students, and again, use that half minute to check your answers. That is a typical section for listening. Notice how it's all one monologue in this case. It often is, so it's just all one long speech by a professor. There's no break in the middle, so you really have to keep pace. In fact, this was a little bit easier than the real test. Why? Because I let you see the pacing. So I gave you the pacing. You knew where you should be because I was moving the information at the right speed with the speaker. So in the real exam, be careful because it's easier to get lost if you're not catching those paraphrases and those key words. Okay, so you really have to pay attention to paraphrasing and keywords in section 4 so you don't get lost. Make sure to practice that at home. Okay, this is an important tip. All right, so remember that in section 4 there is no break. If you get lost, you can just lose 1 mark after the next, right? So in section 4, the audio is seamless. Okay, so you must pay very, very careful attention to keywords and key paraphrasing, so you do not lose your place. If you do, you can miss a lot of questions. Okay, so you have to practice this at home, even for high-level speakers. Okay, all right, students, let's go back. Let's look at this together. Let's answer these questions. Visualizing, again, very useful here. We're talking about climate change, so the world temperature changing in various regions, getting warmer, hotter, and you need to picture what happens, what causes that, why is it happening, what are the results of that happening, how can we stop it. So think about those ideas. That will help you. Number 31, again, 2 words. You have to get both. Again, here it's 2 words, so make sure you don't write 3. Humanity as well as other species may have to drastically alter. The speaker doesn't say alter, they say change. Okay. Humanity as well as many animals, I think is what maybe the speaker said. So Abhilash, the answer is habits, habitats. Lord has it correct. So habits, habitats. Okay, plural, do not put and in there, all right? If you put the word and in there, you'll get it wrong, okay? The reason why is because, as you can see, it says in the instructions no more than 2 words. If you write habits and habitats, that's 1, 2, 3 words, you'll get that wrong. So don't lose easy marks for silly mistakes. The second chance you have to check for silly mistakes like that is during the 10-minute review time, 10-minute transfer answer time. Okay, so a very important tip here is in that 10-minute transfer answer time, make sure you don't make silly mistakes, okay? 10 minutes is a lot of time, by the way, to transfer 40 answers. So double, triple check for silly mistakes, like not paying attention to instructions. Okay? That's what you want to do. All right? Hi, Jyoti. Welcome into the class. So careful with that. All right? Okay, so in that 10 minutes to transfer answers to the answer sheet, double, triple check for silly mistakes, especially when it's instructions like no more than 3 words, or no more than 1 word, or no more than 2 words. Okay, it's very important. So habits, habitats, not habits and habitats. Careful. Okay. Earth's surface temperature has risen an estimated 1 degree centigrade in the past century. Businesses and environmentalists have been at odds with one another, but the emergence of something may change this. What is it? Okay. So, yeah, Aigul, I know it's new for a lot of students. They think, oh, really? I'll get it wrong? Yeah, it's because the instructions say just 2 words. So, businesses and environmentalists have been at odds with each other. They don't say at odds. They say something like have been in disagreement, maybe, but they used a different word instead of odds. Emergence of, that's right, Kiran, green products. 2 words, very good. green products. Okay, excellent. Causes and implications. So notice how this summary of the lecture is broken into sections. The first section is the introduction. Then there's the causes and implications. So climate change is caused by greenhouse gases. Specifically what? Specifically what type of greenhouse gas causes this? It is carbon dioxide. Clark Angelo, very good. Nargiza is asking, can I just write CO2? Yes, you can. Absolutely. You can do that. Okay, that is carbon dioxide. If you know the correct periodic table of element abbreviation or symbol for it, then you can write that. Okay, so carbon dioxide or CO2. Correct. Okay, both of those are fine. Obviously, that's the easiest answer. Again, the speaker says carbon dioxide is chief among these. So instead of specifically chief among these is the paraphrase that's used by the professor. Okay, so use the transcripts in the back of your IELTS books. That's the script for the audio to match the paraphrasing with the answers, okay? That's really important practice at home. Again, use the transcripts. That's the script at the back of the book. We have it in our books as well, okay? And this is especially important for section 3 and 4. It's another tip. So we put a lot of time in to give those scripts to you, so use them. Use the transcripts in the back of your IELTS practice books to figure out the paraphrasing between the question sheet and the audio. Okay? It's very, very important practice to do at home. Is that clear, what I'm saying there? Does everybody understand what I mean by match the paraphrasing in the transcript with the question sheet, the question information? Does everybody get what I mean by that? Okay, Binti says yes. All right, Preeti says yes. Good. Okay. Great. If you don't, send me an email and I will explain it in more detail. All right. So let's keep going. Warmer weather can cause extreme weather patterns. Ice caps could melt and famine could occur. Northern Canada may become a beneficiary. As far as food production is concerned, it could become a more productive place for what? This one you can probably guess with some good logic. Thank you, Sarisha. Thank you, Karen Jott and other students for confirming what I said previously. That's right, Naveen. That's right, Preeti and everyone else who's saying farming. Yeah, even more farming. Canada already does a lot of farming, but hey, who knows? Maybe in the next 20 years, we can start growing some bananas in Canada. That would be kind of fun. Tropical fruits. We're almost there. In my hometown in Victoria, it's close to Vancouver. It's the southwestern part of Canada. Believe it or not, we actually have palm trees, and the palm trees like it there. So we don't have many, okay? It's not a palm tree forest. It's not like Thailand or many other sub or tropical parts of the world like Costa Rica. But we do have palm trees in Victoria and Vancouver, and they seem to like it. Okay, they can survive the winter. All right, so 34 is farming. More farming in Canada as it gets warmer. A big negative is that the melting permafrost contains a lot of carbon which will be released in the ice cap, released if the ice caps melt. Who is going to change? People who think each person is responsible for themselves. Believe that small steps such as using energy efficient what? What is the answer for number 35? Naveen, good. Yeah, absolutely. Light bulbs. Those are the ones mentioned. Bike is mentioned, riding bicycles. And just before that, the speaker says light bulbs, not lifeboats. Roshni, I don't think lifeboats will do much good for us if we're using energy efficient lifeboats, but light bulbs certainly. Okay. Energy efficient bulbs. I don't know if they'll give you that one without the word lights. Maybe it's a risky one. There are other types of bulbs. It's not 100% clear. I would definitely do light bulbs. Okay, that's Santijik. I'm not sure if they will give it to you if you have just bulbs. I don't think so. Okay, let's keep going. Governments from developing nations want developed countries to pay them for causing such environmental damage. The something of supply and demand has been in charge of economics for a long time. This one you had to catch the exact words. These were the words that you needed to pay attention to. If you got these, then you probably got that. It's a very high level answer, band 9, to get that one. Farhan and Roshni. Good, Roshni. It's singular in this case. So Ali Al-Halmi also has it correct. Invisible hand. Okay, right? Because we can't see it. It's an expression. It's an entity that's controlling humanity. So it has humanity in its hands. It's controlling it, but we cannot see it. It's the invisible hand of supply and demand. People need a product like bananas, so somebody does banana farming to provide that bananas. It's the invisible hand of supply and demand. Okay, that's what that is. All right. Students, let's keep going. We're almost there. Economists wonder when consumer demand for environmentally products will surpass products that pollute. One solution to this problem is to institute a something tax. What kind of a tax should governments apply? It's called a true cost tax. That's right. Very good. Why is it the true cost? Well, because it's the real price of that product. So if we're buying gallons and gallons of oil and we're burning it, why is it expensive? And this is happening now in the world. Well, because there's an extra cost. The extra cost is the pollution. Pollution is very expensive to clean, right? So that's why the price of oil goes up, because it's expensive to clean the damage caused by burning oil. Okay, somebody has to pay for that. When somebody is washing the side of their house because of the black soot caused by oil and smog from exhausts or from factories, somebody should pay that poor guy who's cleaning the side of the house, right? It's a true cost tax, which is deemed to be environmentally unfriendly. Okay, good. All right. So this would provide an economic what to buy environmentally friendly products. Now, if you have good vocabulary skills, you can probably guess this word, number 38. So this would provide an economic. So hey, if you know that a gas-powered car is more expensive than an electric car, then you are more likely to buy and drive the electric car and not the gas-powered car, because that would provide economic pressure, right? So you're saying, oh, I got to sell my gas-powered car because it's costing me an arm and a leg to to pay for it. So I have pressure to buy environmentally friendly products. Okay, climate change is going to change our way of life. Who will pay for the necessary changes in our consumption patterns? With the growing demand for environmentally friendly goods, it is arguably something which can best answer this question. If you caught the part which can best answer this question, you might be able to guess this one or say this one. What was it? What was the answer for 39? Wasn't balance. It is arguably businesses. That's right, pretty close. It's plural. This is a tricky one. It's a plural here. Businesses, which can best answer. They might give it to you for business, but it's businesses, Daniel Santos. That was a plural, so you had to kind of catch that. These last couple questions are often the most difficult questions in the listening part of IELTS. So don't stress if you didn't get it, okay? It is apparent, however, that something have a responsibility to look after the environment. 2 words here. What was it? What was that last number 40? Abhilash, very good. We all. We all, or if you didn't get it and you guessed it, everyone. They'll probably take everyone. Okay, that everyone have. Well, everyone is no good because it's have. Everyone would be has. So you can't use everyone. It has to be we all. We all have a responsibility. Okay, good. So businesses, we all. All right, students. What did you get? What did you get for part 3 and part 4? What was your total score out of 20? What was your combined score out of 20 for this? Okay, Lovepreet, you got 10 out of 10 on that. That's fantastic. What was your total score, students, for this one? If I go back to our website here, at the bottom, we have a score calculator. I'll show you that right now. Okay, I'll darken up the screen so you can see it a little bit more. Let's do it like that. So Lovepreet says 34 out of 40. You're combining it with the other class that we did on general IELTS. Okay, let's just say some of you got a perfect score for part 1 and part 2. So we're going to imagine that you're a stellar student and you got 20 out of 20 for part 1, part 2. So Binsi plus. If I click on the, here's that score calculator at the bottom. So I'm going to open that up on the website. And then if I go to the listening section, and Binti says 13 out of 20, so let's give you a 33. That would be a 7.5. So Binti, if you got a perfect score in section 1 and section 2, and you got 13 out of 20 for 3 and 4, you would get a 7.5. 34 is still a 7.5. That's for Lovepreet. Okay. Sanjik J says 17 out of 20. So let's imagine you got a perfect section 1, section 2. That'd be 37 would be an 8.5. A 17 out of 20 is a very nice score, ladies and gentlemen. Anything above 15. So if you got 15 or higher for section 3 and section 4, you've done a fantastic job with 2 thumbs up. Okay? You deserve my silhouette double thumbs up. So anything above 15, give yourself a pat on the back. You should be proud of yourself. Okay? Danielle, 18, fantastic. And 18 is still an 8.5 because for a 9, ladies and gents, as you'll see here, okay, let me make that even bigger for you. For a 9, you need to have at least 39. Okay? To get a 9, you can only get 1 answer wrong on the entire listening section. So quite difficult to do, even for a native speaker. Okay, even for a native speaker. All right. Okay, students, you can use that score calculator on the website. It's at the bottom again. To join the website, the premium course, click that big red button that's there. Okay, so click this big red button for aehelp.com. For general IELTS, go to gieltshelp.com. Click that big red button to join us there. Oh, hi everyone. There I am again. All right, that's it for today's class. Just a quick recap. Remember these very important points. Okay, some really important tips for the listening. Section 3 and 4, you have to use deductive reasoning. Okay, you have to infer some of those answers. All right. You can't just listen for keywords. All right, multiple choice questions. I think somebody just asked me about that. Multiple choice questions. You have to listen, think, catch the answer, and then match the choice to what you heard. Okay? Section number 4, it's seamless audio. It's continuous. You have to be very careful with keywords and key paraphrasing so you don't lose your place. All right. In the 10-minute transfer time to transfer answers, pay attention to silly mistakes. Okay. Catch silly mistakes. All right, students, for me, that's it for today. Tomorrow, it's a members chat class. Members, thank you so much for your support. Make sure to be in class tomorrow for your special members chat class. That's one of your perks. I did get a lot of the emails from our new members, so I will send you the perks, the practice exams later today. Okay, so hang tight. And I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure to study hard if you've already done that today and it's late in your country. I know in India and further east it's getting really late, so I wish you good rest. The brain needs rest. Don't push too hard. Wake up tomorrow fresh and energized, ready to tackle another beautiful day in our life here on this wonderful, amazing planet that we've been fortunate enough to inherit. Take care of it. Take care of the environment. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Bye for now.